With multiple movies of DC and Marvel, we rush to appreciate the superhero's strength, agility, and other cool stuff that makes them superhuman. But shouldn't something be said about the individuals who don't show up in films, yet at the same time have great superpowers? Today, we'll be looking at the top 10 people that have real superpowers in the real world. And before we begin, make sure to subscribe, like, and hit that bell icon for more videos. And welcome to the top 10 humans with real superpowers. At number 10, Liew, Magnet Man. Magneto is a very famous fictional character related to the X-Men comic series. He has the ability to control any piece of metal. Liew from Malaysia has a similar superhuman ability. Despite the fact that he can't control the metal objects like Magneto, he can stick up to 36 kilograms of metallic items, each object weighing 2 kilograms to his body with no adhesive. He can also pull a vehicle utilizing this ability. Liew found his special feature at 60 years old when his instruments began sticking to his body. Researchers at University of Technology in Malaysia analyzed Liew, and they found that his body doesn't contain any magnetic fields, but rather the objects stick because of the high level of friction present in his skin. The strangely elevated friction makes his body super sticky, given a suction effect. Comparable powers are also present in his grandchildren, which prove that his highly sticky skin is genetic. Number 9. Daniel Browning, the Rubberboy. Some people are simply more flexible than others. Take gymnasts, for example. They can twist their bodies and stretch their limbs like there's no restriction in their flexibility. And they can do everything with a grin on their face. Circus acrobats are significantly more amazing. Aerialists who can fly and stretch their limbs right to the sky. Contortionists who can twist and curve their bodies like a pretzel. Artists who perform such accomplishments are surely substantially more adaptable than the normal person. Daniel Browning Smith, or Rubberboy, takes this to a whole other level. He's a contortionist unlike any other individual in the world. His flexibility is second just to Elastigirl the Incredibles, and first in the real world. Named the world's most flexible man by the Guinness World Records, Rubberboy has an awesome ability to twist and stretch his body into the most unusual of shapes and positions. Daniel can do nearly anything with his body. He twists backwards, forwards, dislocates his arms and legs, and can even turn his head 180 degrees. His dad found his unnatural talent at 4 years old when he saw him leap off the bed and land in a staggering acrobatic split during roughhousing session with his siblings. And from that point on, Daniel built an interest with contortionism and set out to turn into the best contortionist in the world. With his dad's help, his diligent effort and training, he figured out how to form his ability into an incredible superpower, holding 7 world records for his amazing ability. Number 8. Liliang, Water Runner. A Chinese Shaolin monk has broken records by figuring out how to run on water for an entire 125 meters. Liliang, a monk from Shaolin Temple in eastern Chenzhou City, used about 200 plywood boards to help his accomplishment, which requires him to move rapidly and tread incredibly delicately in order to succeed. Wearing just black shorts with his arms outstretched for balance, Liliang ran over a wide stream where an enormous cheering crowd who were there to witness this incredible feat. Having spent quite a while dealing with his speed and balance at Chenzhou Shaolin Temple, Liliang finally succeeded and crossed the 125-meter wide river. Liliang is a member of the Buddhist Chenzhou Shaolin Temple, which is world-renowned for staggering accomplishments of expertise and perseverance its monks have shown throughout the past couple of years. Otherwise called the Southern Shaolin Monastery, the monastery is the origin of Kung Fu, which has spread all throughout East and South Asia since the Middle Ages prior to being adapted by Americans and Europeans in the 20th century. Built around precision exercises, contemplation, and teachings of Buddhism, Shaolin monks regularly challenge themselves to finish tough tasks requiring a very dedicated and repetitive training. The purpose behind such dull schedules is straightforward. The monks accept that human strength is simply a matter of the brain and that there are no restrictions to what can be accomplished once it's trained to do something on its own. Number 7. Daniel Kish, Echolocation to see. In the past, we thought the brain circuits were wired once in a fixed way and afterwards gradually degraded throughout our lives. Not anymore. We're learning more about the brain's bewildering capacity to continually create new pathways. We can even change our brain at will if we decide to. Daniel Kish has had a life that is a testament of that claim. Using his brain's potential to adapt to his visual deficiency, he sees much like bats and dolphins. Daniel Kish lost both of his eyes to cancer when he was just 13 months old, and luckily, his mom didn't stop the particular clicking sounds he began to make as a little child. She immediately understood that he was intentionally using those clicking sounds to help guide him and navigate the world around him. Turns out, those sounds were rewiring his brain so he could utilize something many refer to as flash sonar to make a mental photo of the environment around him. Daniel says that the ability to utilize his echolocation comes from somewhere down in our evolutionary roots. Daniel believes that the ability to echolocate is in us, and very few young visually impaired kids will naturally begin echolocating by making sounds or utilizing sounds in the environment around them. Number 6. Stephen Wiltshire. Perfect visual memory. Today, Stephen Wiltshire is one of Britain's most popular artists. His commissions have a 4 to 8 month wait, and recordings of him drawing cityscapes in amazing detail tend to go viral on the web. Diagnosed with autism at the age of 3, he didn't speak his first word paper until age 5. Nonetheless, as a kid, Stephen would portray exact pictures of wildlife and other exact replications. At age 8, he was noticed by the Prime Minister of Britain and was featured all over the internet in television shows and in documentaries. He also drew a perfect replica of Oliver Sacks' house after taking a quick glance at it. In New York, he took a 20-minute helicopter ride and sketched the city on a 19-foot-long piece of paper. After 2 years in 1989, he visited Venice and drew his first panorama. And from that point on, Stephen became known for his amazing cityscapes, each done from memory with many roads, landmarks, and other buildings in precise scale. He drew cities around the globe from Jerusalem to Sydney. His most recent project was Mexico City on a 13-foot canvas. In 2006, Prince Charles introduced Stephen as a member of the Order of the British Empire for his commitments to the art world. That year, he opened his own gallery in central London. Number 5. Rathakrishnan Velu, the strongest teeth in the world. A Malaysian man nicknamed King Tooth, or Velu Rathakrishnan, pulled a 7-coach train utilizing a steel rope gripped by his mouth. The man has set another world record for the heaviest weight pulled by teeth. Known as Raja Gigi locally, Velu lives in Tampin, Malaysia. Just before Malaysia's 50th Independence Day, Velu Rathakrishnan broke his own record at the old Kuala Lumpur railway station. Rathakrishnan's neck muscles were stressed and his face was strained while pulling the train, which weighed over 297.1 tons for 2.8 meters. While Rathakrishnan sat down and pulled the train, many spectators applauded him, urging him to accomplish what he had focused on. Velu held the two sides of the track for extra support and pushed his feet against the wooden rafters, shooting himself back and hence proving himself as a superhuman. Number 4. Wim Hof, the Iceman. Hof was born in Sittard-Limburg, Netherlands, and is one of 9 kids. Hof has 6 children, 4 of them with his first spouse, Manavel Maria, who died by suicide in 1995. The other 2 were born to other girlfriends, and when he was 17, he felt an unexpected desire to jump into the freezing water of the Beatrix Canal. Hof has said that his sadness over the loss of his first spouse led him to create procedures to confront low-temperature conditions. The Dutch extreme athlete got this title, the Iceman, by breaking various records identified with cold temperatures, including climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in shorts, running a half-long distance marathon over the Arctic Circle shoeless, and remaining in a container while covered with ice for over 112 minutes. Utilizing cold and hard nature as his educator, his extreme training has empowered him to figure out how to control his breathing, pulse, and blood flow to withstand outrageously low temperatures. Number 3. Michel Lotito, Mr. Eat-It-All. Lotito's abnormal practice started when he was only 9 years old. Legend has it that the youthful Lotito was drinking from a glass bottle when it crushed inside his mouth. Rather than spitting the shards of glass away, he started to bite on them. Gastroenterologists inspected the little youngster following the occasion. They found that, amazingly, no harm happened from Lotito's glass chomping since he had built up a condition known as pica. All through his bewildering profession, the unimaginable Monsieur Mange-Tout devoured 18 bikes, 7 TVs, 2 beds, 15 general store trucks, a coffin, a couple of skis, and 6 chandeliers. And he additionally ate a whole plane as well. Number 2. Kevin Richardson, the Lion Whisperer. Kevin Richardson has been scratched, punctured, and bitten by these lions. Nonetheless, he still sleeps, feeds, and lives near the lions. Kevin Richardson's spectacular relationship with these lions have opened the creative minds of numerous individuals all over the world. He's introduced and created a few documentaries that details his interactions with the creatures and tell the situation of lions both in captivity and in nature. Kevin has likewise created a book named Part of the Pride, specifying his work over the years with the enormous carnivores, and is presently referred to by his fans worldwide as the Lion Whisperer. The book was updated to mirror his present perspectives on lion hunting and the new dangers lions are facing. Number 1. Dave Mullins, the real-life Aquaman. Dave Mullins, who's from New Zealand, can swim underwater just like Aquaman. In September of 2007, Mullins broke his own record when he swam submerged for a breathtaking time of 4 minutes and 2 seconds, swimming a distance of 244 meters with just one breath. Mullins, whose talent is freediving, set a New Zealand record in April 2008 when he dove 108 meters with no oxygen tank or breathing gear. He's only the 5th man in New Zealand to reach 100 meters underwater without any diving equipment. Mullins trains his muscles to work while no oxygen is available. This allows him to swim further, but it also creates lactic acid in his leg muscles. And after a record-breaking swim, Mullins requires a couple of long periods of rest, yet he's still pretty incredible. Well, these are our top 10 people with real superpowers. Do you have what it takes to get on this list? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more amazing videos. And I'll see you in the next video.